Hey, what's up? John from VideoFort.com here, bringing you a new After Effects tutorial. Today we're going to go around the world a little bit and do kind of that old school dotted red line thing, you know, when you're watching the movies and it's like, and we traveled from here to there and then there to there. Yeah, it's going to be that sort of thing, and it's going to look a little bit like this. So we got the dotted line, and then I've also added in some camera movement. So made it a little more of a dynamic animation with that camera movement in there. And then we also got the dotted line dancing at the end. So real quality work. So let's go ahead and check out how to make that. We're going to go up to Composition, New Composition. We'll make it 1920 by 1080, and let's go ahead and make it 8 seconds long. And we'll just call this Dotted Line. And we'll say OK. Now, I got my image from Google Maps. I just did a screenshot, just so you know. If you are going to use their image, make sure to credit them. So that's always a good idea. And then I just scaled up the image so that it'd be a little accurate to how a map would be. You guys have looked at a map before, I'm sure. So figure that one out. We can just kind of reposition as we please. So that looks pretty good to me. From here, we're going to go up to Layer, New, Shape Layer, and this is how we're going to create our dotted line. We're going to use this shape layer and our pen tool to make dotted lines all around. Let's go ahead and set up this shape layer first. So under Fill, we're going to click on Fill and make sure that we have no fill selected. So we want the square with the red slash through it. And then on stroke, we want to make sure that we have solid color selected for stroke. And I'm having my dotted line be red. That's kind of like that classic look. So super duper fancy. And it's going to be 12 pixels. That'll look pretty big to begin with, but once we make the line dashed, it won't look so big. Now I'm just going to make some points around. So let's go from California to Venezuela to somewhere in Europe, and then maybe to New York. Now these are all places that VideoFort has stock footage from, by the way, so check that out if you want. We're going to go back down to our shape layer. Let's go ahead and drop down our transform controls, and we're going to go over to Add. And we're going to choose to Trim Paths. And then if we drop down our Trim Path selections, we will take our end, and notice how we can kind of do that, and that's going to give us some of that animation. So let's just drop that all the way down to 0% and set a keyframe and go 4 seconds ahead and crank that up to 100%. And so now we've got our little animation, our line animating. So that's done for us there. How fast and easy was that? Let's make this mofo dashed. So if we go out to our end, I just want to go to the end so that I can see the full line. We're going to drop down our shape layer, and then we're also going to drop down our stroke selections. Now if we scroll down just a little bit, you notice it says dashes here. Well, gee, I wonder what would happen if we click the add button. Oh my goodness, it adds a bunch of dashes for us. How convenient. And here's where you can set the size of the dashes. You can make them really tiny to where they're not visible at all, or you can crank them up to where they're not visible at all. So, play with that. Do however you want. And once you kind of have it set up to how you like it, you can, watch your animation. So that's your dashed line effect. And boom, now you've got dashed lines going around a map. So From there, you can add in a camera. So what I did on this one, I just threw a camera in, and then I also created a null object and parented the camera to the null object. And I just animated the null object, so we can just kind of go through and see the points that I selected. I zoomed in close on the z-axis and then just kind of went through as it hit each country and made sure that I kind of paused on there for a second and then zoomed out at the end. So you can do a similar effect with that. Another cool thing that you can do, if you play with the offset here, you can make the dotted lines dancing. So you can have them dance during or at the end, or kind of do whatever you want. So play around with this effect. Show us how you use it in the comments below and keep us up to date with what you're doing. Make sure to head over to VideoFort.com. Check out some awesome stock footage from all of these great locations that I mentioned today. We got footage from all around the world. We're global. And also, make sure to have a great day. Or not. The choice is yours. Later, guys.